TWM Podcast.
We are but a few hours away from WrestleMania, but we can squeeze in some Smack Talk. Welcome to your Friday Night SmackDown review here on TWM Podcast, available in all the usual places: Apple and Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Acast, TuneIn, Podbean, YouTube, and wherever else you get your podcasts. We thank you very much for choosing us to be your downloaded friends in the few hours before WrestleMania. We are brought to you by We Love Sport, a fantastic app helping you find the best bars, pubs and clubs that show WWE and all kinds of sports in your local area. It's on the Apple and Google Play Store. Of course, at the current time, that's not exactly the thing that we can all do at the moment. However, they're putting some fantastic articles up, courtesy of us as well, and they're doing some fun things on their social media at We Love Sport UK, and check out their website, welovesport.co. WrestleCrate still going strong, so if you want to get your monthly dose of wrestling swag, WrestleCrate.co.uk is the place to be. If you use code TWM Wrestling, you can get up to 3 free items. Get involved over there right now, TWM Wrestling at WrestleCrate.co.uk. I am Matty Della, and joining me as we navigate our way through 2 hours at the Performance Centre, it is Mr. Rhys Thomas. Hello there.
Hi, yeah, just getting ready for another few more hours at the Performance Centre.
Yes, basically that's where we've lived for the longest period of time, and also everything is calm, everything as well. Not had a massive freak out over equipment not working a few hours before we had to have stuff fixed. We are calm, we are zen now, we are ready to discuss.
You know how when you play a video game and you learn the map so much because you play it so often, that's how I feel right now with the Performance Centre. I know that place like the back of my hand.
I'm pretty sure if you were dropped in the middle of nowhere with little to no navigation or little to no sustenance, you could find your way to the Performance Centre within a 500-mile radius at this point. You'd be like the Predator. You just know where it is. You just find your way there, because we are all very much au fait with the Performance Centre. But what did they offer us in their final show before WrestleMania? Let's find out. There was a fair bit of storyline development as we head towards WrestleMania, the biggest of which is John Cena cutting his best. Is it Jeff Goldblum in Independence Day who cuts the promo? Or the president or whatever cuts the promo in Independence Day. This was John Cena's version of that, as he waxed lyrical on everything being different and no one really knowing what's going on, and then proceeded to... he seems to just want to verbally murk the Fiend any chance he gets. Like saying, I think he said, like, I'm gonna squash you and show that you're not even on the level below me. Like, these are some pretty sharp words from Cena.
Yeah, I feel like he's going to be eating a lot of those words this weekend as well. I think the Fiend is... I can't see the Fiend losing this weekend at all, so I think Cena's going to put the Fiend over. This will be a match that's going to help elevate Wyatt up to that next level. Yeah, and like what a build. Like on SmackDown, I'd have to say it's probably, apart from maybe the Otis match, my most anticipated match of the weekend.
Which is so bizarre how John Cena and The Fiend and Otis and Dolph Ziggler are almost, storyline-wise, on the same level. Because they've both had multi-layered storytelling situations. It is insane, to be honest.
Same with Edge and Orton, but I'll tell you the two matches I'm not really that fussed about are the two title matches.
Yeah, they're like, actually, I'd say there's the 4 title matches. They really kind of just went, oh, these will do based on what they are. Like, obviously, we'll come to the title matches in a minute, so let's talk about just Bray Wyatt briefly first. He was then surrounded by all characters of the Firefly Funhouse, including Ramblin' Rabbit, which proves that he is the Kenny of this puppeteered South Park, because he just dies every week and comes back to life. We then see the Fiend appear on the plinth in the corner, and then in a move that properly shit me up, it made me jump, and I was watching it on my laptop, so I didn't have a full screen. They then jump cut from the Fiend to Bray Wyatt standing behind Cena, going, "Let me in," and then cut to black. That was.
Oh, I didn't see Wyatt at the end there. I heard the "let me in." I didn't actually see him though.
He was behind him, like proper. They made AEW's jump cuts look even more amateurish than they actually did with the Matt Hardy thing, where they cut round and he was behind him. He said, "Let me in," and then it fades to black. Really well done, really good, but properly made me jump.
They clearly learned from their mistakes. This is how the old Undertaker Muhammad Hassan angle should have gone down back in the day.
Just spooky. Yeah, tile matches. We said they literally had 30 seconds of mention of Goldberg being changed over from Roman to Braun Strowman. Triple H told us there was going to be a pretty unique way that they were going to write Roman out and put Braun in. But then I have a conspiracy theory on this. I think they did film something and then Vince changed his mind and went, "No, we'll just announce it." Because
I heard they'd also filmed it. There was supposed to be an angle film supposedly to go out tonight. There wasn't anything last week, but what I heard was, "Oh, don't worry, there's something on next week's SmackDown, and that will reveal all."
But if you listen to what Michael Cole said, we've got some important news regarding a match at WrestleMania, and then it cut really quickly to him talking about King Corbin and Elias. I feel like that there was an announcement there about what happened. They were going to show something, and then they were going to talk about Elias and King Corbin, and then Vince or someone's gone, "Nope, cut it out. We're just going to announce that the match is happening." So, yeah, no rhyme or reason. We're just having Goldberg versus Roman Reigns instead. Unless I missed something, please tell me otherwise on TWM Wrestle. But they just cut to it with little to no build or anything and just went, "Yeah, no, this is what's happening now." So, yeah, I think Goldberg's winning Mania.
Well, I think Strowman's winning because I don't think they can keep Goldberg around that long, especially as the champion.
Is it going to matter though when they're probably not going to have TV for a fair bit?
Yeah, that's true. The thing is, though, I think one of the men's titles will change, the world titles now.
Oh yeah, no, one of them is definitely going to change hands, no question.
I think Lesnar may retain, and McIntyre doesn't win because I feel like he deserves the moment a lot more, whereas Strowman, he's obviously deserving as well, but I think it's it can be a good moment for him to win the title. Whereas McIntyre winning the title is going to be all kinds of special. You can hold that off until maybe SummerSlam.
Yeah, well, that's interesting. We've got that's a lot of WrestleMania discussion. You can check that out. There will be after this comes out. I'm pretty sure this is going to come out after we do the live stream, but we do a Twitch stream on twitch.tv. You can check the VOD out there, and we're going to put it up on YouTube where me, Joe and Shirley will be discussing all things WrestleMania. But other big things that happened on SmackDown is that the truth was revealed by a mysterious hooded man in regards of the Otis, Mandy Rose, Dolph Ziggler love triangle during a match between Dolph Ziggler and Tucker. Dolph Ziggler was disqualified for hitting a zigzag on the steel steps, which I think is a valid disqualification. And then he tried to kill Tucker, but Mandy Rose put a stop to it. But then we got interference, and the truth is out there, and a man in a hood with a computer that's totally not Mustafa Ali hit a button and said, "We are watching everything," and they revealed that Sonya Deville sent the text to say that Mandy Rose was running late, and then they cut to footage of Sonya being the mastermind behind it, and Dolph almost just being a patsy, being an accomplice rather than a man behind all of it. Mandy Rose walked off upset. Her acting was weird. She kept a lot of hand movement was going on, and Sonya Deville looked very, very sad. But we've got some more development. It's interesting they did the big storyline reveal the SmackDown before Mania, so maybe there's more to come at WrestleMania itself.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see a couple of swerves, maybe even a double swerve or something in the match to get that big WrestleMania moment. And I was going to say a giant pop, there won't be a giant pop, but I'm sure people will be popping from their sofas when Otis gets retribution.
I have a feeling the hooded figure is going to help Otis win.
TWM podcasts are brought to you by We Love Sport. the fantastic app finding you your nearest sports bar showing the latest WWE pay-per-views. We Love Sport has over 400 of the best sports bars and pubs in the UK at your fingertips and allows you to book front row seats, giving you the best views of the action. You can also check out what sports are being shown over the next 7 days, making sure you don't miss a second of the action. Download the We Love Sport app on the App Store or Google Play Store. Follow We Love Sport on all social media platforms at We Love Sport UK and check out welovesport.co.
TWM Podcasts have joined forces with WrestleCrate, the original and best monthly theme, monthly wrestling subscription service to bring you a fantastic deal. If you use the code TWM Wrestling when you sign up to a monthly subscription at WrestleCrate.co.uk, you will receive a free item in your first month's box. Then, if you stay for another month, you'll get a second free item. And then, if you stay for a third month, you guessed it, we'll give you a third free item. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. WrestleCrate brings you the best swag from the biggest companies and names in the wrestling world. We're talking t-shirts, photos, pins, DVDs, vinyl figures, and loads more from WWE, Progress, Shakara, NXT, Fight Club Pro, and loads more. That's WrestleCrate.co.uk and use the code TWM Wrestling for up to free items, all thanks to WrestleCrate and TWM.
We all think it's Mustafa Ali. We could be wrong. I think it's Mustafa Ali. I have a feeling that he's going to be almost... No, like he was doing the thing of like basically being almost a superhero. But he's going to be like a hacker superhero doing what's right, like that kind of thing.
An ethical hacker.
Yeah, like an ethical anonymous. That's what basically he's being anonymous, which is literally we don't know who it is. We think it's Ali, and he's going to like appear with the hood up, with maybe a mask on or something, and he's going to help Otis win, maybe even by just a distraction. And that's going to be his thing. He's going to be going around doing what's right. And I'm very intrigued. Like, again, it's amazing that the two biggest storylines that have thread together on SmackDown are The Fiend and Bray Wyatt and Otis and Dolph Ziggler. Like, it's one of the matches I'm most interested in watching at WrestleMania, which is insane.
Yeah, no, it's certainly, different. I would say, though, the main event for WrestleMania for the past couple of years, like, I've noticed they sometimes take the title off of, like, the major stars and sort of put them on... so the title match at Mania will be not the biggest stars because they don't need to be in a title match. They'll sometimes... So like, Cena and The Fiend could easily be the title match. But that match also doesn't
do you mean
need
like the main event? Like the main event? Yeah. I get what you mean. Like, yeah, the title match is not often the main event, and maybe there'll be other matches that will be, but it's just bizarre that Otis and Dolph Ziggler have like weaved this really interesting storyline, and they've now weaved in a secondary storyline with this mysterious, like, Dark Knight style character. It's very, very interesting.
I kind of wonder if, because right now I'm thinking Otis gets a big win and it's a big WrestleMania moment for him. But I kind of wonder if this whole outbreak hadn't have happened, would they have kept this storyline going for longer?
It would have been
I feel like there's more to it.
I have a feeling that King Corbin and Elias and Otis and Dolph Ziggler was meant to be basically just two threads in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. That was going to be it. So if anything, it's a bonus for Ziggler and Otis. They've managed to get themselves a singles match out of this, because they probably would have just been like bodies in the battle royal, and they're gone, oh yeah, these two have got previous, unless it was going to come down to Otis and Dolph Ziggler at the end. But yeah,
I don't know what Strowman was doing before he got put in a title match.
Probably the battle royal. Again, like Strowman, I thought finally Strowman's going to get like his WrestleMania where he's actually doing something, and in the end, well, he's doing something now, but before that they took everything off of him, and it took basically common sense for Roman to be like no, and dumb luck for him to be in the main event, but here we are nonetheless. I
put that article out a couple of weeks ago saying how great it was Strowman had won the IC title because it would guarantee him a place on the WrestleMania card. How wrong I was.
Yeah, it kind of went hard left then hard right again, didn't it? We Also had some. We opened the show with Miz TV, which was interrupted by the Usos and the New Day. They were talking about who was going to walk out with the tag team titles. Then Miz and Morrison appeared. This match is still apparently going ahead. Apparently, that whole stuff of Miz being out and it just being the Morrison versus one of the Usos, we don't know. This is very confusing, but the Miz and Morrison talked about being disrespected, and they said they beat the tag team division, and they discussed how the New Day and Usos are going to be buddy-buddy, but they'll always kind of end up going back to fighting amongst themselves, and they'll take advantage and win the tag belts. There's a whole big brawl with a bunch of ladders and stuff. And then there was some miscommunications between the Usos and the New Day, which Miz and Morrison capitalised, and Miz and Morrison stood tall. Good segment, but that means we are guaranteed to get new tag team champions, because the rule is, if you stand tall on the show before Mania, there is no way you're walking out with the belts. So
that's why Tamina won the women's match.
I did say last week I had a horrible sinking feeling that Tamina was winning winning the title as like a random wild card. There's still a chance this could be a six-pack challenge. Like, I did see online a lot of people saying that they imagine that maybe Nia Jax just comes out and puts herself in the match. So
that'd be cool. That
could be a potential. But yeah, she did defeat Naomi and Lacey Evans with Bayley and Sasha on commentary with and he said Michael Owen. With there we go. That's going to be the commentary team on WrestleMania. It's going to be Michael Cole and Michael Owen, the dream team. We had Bayley and Sasha Banks on commentary. Basically, Michael Cole just needling them, going, "Are you going to turn on each other? Are you? Are you? Yes. Yes." Tamina then stood tall. They got involved and ended up pretty much giving Tamina the victory. Tamina then laid out both Bayley and Sasha Banks. I did like Sasha Banks like walking over, trembling with her fist, going, "Remember this? Remember this? Unity!" And then getting just dropped. That was quite funny. I did enjoy that bit tremendously. And yeah, like, that was pretty much it for SmackDown. We had Daniel Bryan defeating Shinsuke via DQ. And they laid Daniel Bryan out, so they stood tall. So again, Daniel Bryan's probably going to win the Intercontinental title tonight or tomorrow. And that was pretty much it for SmackDown. Like, 40 minutes of it was taken up by Shawn Michaels versus Ric Flair. Like the replay of that match from Mania. So other than that, there's not really much else to discuss.
It certainly didn't feel like your normal go-home show. And to be honest, it doesn't really feel like a regular Mania with, the strange build and everything going on. But I am still really looking forward to it.
It's a weird thing. Like, my hype was quite up, and then everything happened. It kind of went down. I'm more intrigued. I'm just, like, fascinated on how this is going to go down. Like, is it going to be an absolute dry catastrophe of a Mania that they've just assumed because it's WWE, everyone's going to watch it? Or is it going to be... have they gone, no, we need to make this cinematic, we need to make this dramatic, it needs to be basically a 2-day film, because we've pre-recorded it and we've got all of these matches. And is it going to be, like, completely batshit insane? So it is fascinating, but it's weird because Raw, I thought, was really good. There was some really good promos on Raw. SmackDown, there had obviously the two big storyline bits. Everything else was kind of just there. It doesn't really leave a lot to kind of hang your hat on in regards of what we think is going to happen, but that might make WrestleMania all the more interesting. Said really, really short. There's not really much else to discuss when it comes to SmackDown this week. So if you want to get in touch with us, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at TWM Wrestle, TWM.news. We've got loads of stuff coming out still across the weekend for WrestleMania, and then stuff after that. I said before, podcasts, more than likely we are monitoring the situation with regards to shows and regards to what's going on. Podcasts may change, they may become less frequent for a period of time, just because there's no point doing a Raw talk if there's no Raw, if we're brutally honest. But we are monitoring that situation as we speak. But do not worry, content is still coming out. We're going to keep you guys occupied, keep you guys entertained, keep you guys basically sane throughout this weird times. It looks like we're coming out the other end of it very, very soon. So hopefully normal service will be resumed in all of our lives very, very quickly. Enjoy WrestleMania, everyone. Reese, social media?
So my Twitter is at Reese Teddy.
I am at Matty ID. We are at TWM Wrestle. Stay safe, wash your hands. We love you all. Enjoy WrestleMania, whatever happens with it. And we'll speak to you again soon.